cross. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flash it. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options.
Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy.
It's getting too spicy.
I ain't even had my coffee.
Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flash it.
And when you play the game, man, you better know your options.
Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy.
It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. Good morning. Time to show the crew, show you what I'm being doing.
They saying fools rush in,
But I'm coming with a passion. I'm trying to get to know you while you're thinking that I'm asking. I like to get it poppin',
cause my sound is
good party.
Yeah, it's just another day
In the Golden State, hey.
tossing and turning on time for insomnia.
I know the best way to make it is to cut the drama
And give it my all and follow through on what I promise.
And even if I fail, at least I was honest.
See, I can only do what's in my power to do.
And what good is this power if I use it like
Like a fool, if I wanna make it to the top, I gotta study clues.
or I can sit back and just watch the news. Good
Don't
morning.
try to photocopy. Don't try to photocopy.
Oh, yeah.
Top me.
I was born to be a winner, you can never stop me.
Wrap up in your feelings and be careful when you flash it.
Hey.
When you play the game, man, you better know your options.
Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy.
It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flash it. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. I just put my watch on you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime. You know what it is.
It's like I'm stuck in time.
Right. It's deja vu.
It's like a curse, and I can't escape it. It's like deja vu. It's me, Zeus. It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, head in the class. You can tell that I made it, look at my grass. Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you get famous. The algorithm turned me to a maniac. I guess we going viral cause my Zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my passkey. And if they is my ex, that mean they left me. They don't get replies if they text me. Stay up with my chest cause I'm in it. Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited. Call me the master with a new whip. I'ma take off in a spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days.
Good
That
morning,
shit
Tim.
was radical. It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
Thank you, conservative Liz. Thank you for that. I'm doing
It's
all
like
right.
deja vu. It's like deja vu.
I thought I told you.
It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. It's return of the man, they say I'm off the rails. I can't wait for you, I get it for myself. So many places to be, I got plenty. Act like you been here before, we start trending.
Hey.
Don't mistake me for a lame or a goofy. Rockstar life is like a movie. Hollywood, Hollywood, where you be at? I remember when I used to drive a Fiat. Now they looking for me like I'm Ray Epps. It's a conspiracy how I keep on getting checks. Money keep on feeling like I've been it before. Deja vu is hitting me to the core. And my beats flashing back once more. I'm feeling like I'm living in a metaphor. Yeah, it's deja vu. I feel like I'm losing my mind. It's deja vu, I can't escape this rhyme. It's deja vu, it's a never-ending climb. It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash.
All right. Welcome, ladies. got a nice little emote for my subscribers, all right? We are back in the kingdom. Good morning, Mila. Nice to see you. Long time no see. We're back in the kingdom today, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, to cast out the MAGA demon. All right? For those of you who do not know who I am, let me go ahead and introduce myself. I go by the name of Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. Yes. And they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen, because the three H's stand for very important things. The first H stands for honest. I am the most honest person on social media. I promise to tell you nothing but the truth, so help me God, right? The second H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am the most humble person on social media. There's nobody more humble than me. If I get it wrong, I will be the first to apologize. It just turns out I haven't been wrong lately. And by the way, there's a fake Triple H out here. Hard-headed Herbert, if you see him, call him out, ladies and gentlemen. He is a fake, phony, and a fraud. He's running around here calling himself Triple H. Do not listen to him. He is literally trying to steal the sauce from me. Wow, what a shame. You know what I'm going to say? Shame on him. Shame on her. All right, listen, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle. If you're lying, and I will call you out. And the last H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I will be, and I always will remain, the most handsome. All right, for those of you who aren't familiar with this programming, all right, it's rated Z, all right? And as my good friend Conservative Lynn said, she said the show is off the rails, right? That means it's rated Z. There's rated PG-13. If you like that, don't be here. If you like this isn't rated R, this isn't rated X or triple X, it's rated Z for off the rails. So if you do not like this brand of content, which is going to be very, very truthful, very, very honest, okay, especially when it comes to holding our friends on the right and their leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable, now is your chance to leave. Yes, that is Jack Smith with the chair, for those of you who are wondering, all right? All of my subscribers, when the MAGA starts acting up, please hit them with that chair in the comments section, all right? I put it there just for you. Good morning, Kibby. Yes. There's a couple of things that I'm going to talk about today. So one is it's rated Z. All right, we got that out of the way. The other thing is this. I do know that a lot of you... Oh, I know what I was going to say. Excuse me, where are my manners? MAGA, this is your chance to leave the live. Now is your chance to exit stage left. That is exactly what I was supposed to do. If you do not like this live or like the truth that is about to come your way, you can leave. But you don't have to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S.,
right,
if you're complaining all the time,
they do.
Very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too.
Right.
But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And I mean that, MAGA, all right? There's a lot of other countries that would love to have people like you who believe in being seditious traitors to this country. Start with Russia. I hear Putin needs a lot of new soldiers over there, all right? Go to China, or you can go to North Korea. Okay, so, and again, people ask me, Zeus, why are you so tough with MAGA? And I have to tell them, it wasn't always this way with me in MAGA, but the gloves are now off. Yes, the gloves are off and the jar is open, right?
Everyone knows and I wouldn't have said this 3 weeks ago.
Right.
I wouldn't have said it. I was actually very kind to him. I was very kind to him, but now we can't be kind anymore because the gloves are off. The jar has been opened.
Right.
He's taken millions of dollars from other countries like China. He's totally compromised.
Yeah.
He's taken millions and millions of dollars from other countries.
Yeah. Every MAGA accusation is a MAGA confession, right? All right. right, so let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. First thing I want to do is let's all give the FBI and the DOJ a round of applause because today is the 1-year anniversary where they raided Mar-a-Lago. God bless him. Biden's corrupt DOJ, or as the Trump supporters say, the Department of Injustice, 1 year ago, showed us that they were not playing with Donald J. Trump. They raided Mar-a-Lago and they went and got those classified documents back because we had a person there that was trying to commit sedition and traitorous things. They were Iran war plans, ladies and gentlemen, and we got them back. So once again, let's give the DOJ, the Department of Justice, and the FBI another round of applause. It's 1 year, right? You know what MAGA is saying to me? They're mad at me because I'm telling the truth. But listen, I'd rather tell the truth and be realer than you than to be out here. Wait a second. Didn't try. Oh, okay. Didn't try to commit sedition. He did commit it. Yeah, exactly. What he's being charged with is completely different than all of the crimes he's done, all right? We all know this. This is just, we got to get this crime charged and convicted before the 2024 election. You know, that's what this is about. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So along these lines, what else do I want to talk about? The other thing, now you did see I had this picture of Jack Smith with this chair, and many of you're very familiar with this Montgomery, Alabama brawl, all right? And I'm only saying this to draw your attention to what's really going on here. This is a great example of the damage Donald J. Trump has done to America. This brawl, when I watched it, ladies and gentlemen, I try not to weigh in on stuff like this, but this is an excellent example of the victims. There's a lot of victims in that brawl, okay? Donald Trump's supporters are victims in this case, and the black people who were attacked by his victim, they're double victims. All of this happened, and it could have been avoided if they wouldn't have allowed Donald J. Trump to be president of the United States and emboldened these folks to be blatantly racist and bigots. I'm being sincerely honest, folks. I really am. Now, if you watch this, and I said, this is Jason Aldean's song. This is what happens when Jason Aldean drops the song called Try That in a Small Town, right? And these folks, they think they can actually do what they heard in those country music songs. What a shame. So they ended up getting beat up. They got beat up very terribly. I saw a chair flying and all this other stuff, and I said, look at the damage Donald Trump has done to America. On so many levels. We got victims on top of victims on top of victims. All because Donald Trump supporters are possessed with this MAGA demon. This MAGA demon has given these people a false sense of confidence, a false sense of hope. They think they're really tough. They failed to survey the land. They didn't know that there was danger when they decided to attack someone they perceived was helpless. They perceived this black security guard. They perceived he was helpless. And they did what they normally do. If you ever been to those, quote, triple K rallies, right? Those triple K rallies. Get them! I heard it. If you didn't hear it, listen closely. Go back and play it. They said, get them! And they all... That switch went off in their head, and they thought they were back in the 60s, in the 70s, or whatever. They said, oh, we're going to go get us one today. Little did they know Donald Trump had set them up for failure, and now I looked on the news. They said there's all kinds of warrants and indictments coming out for these criminals. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to make sure MAGA understands there's no future with Donald Trump. The only future you got with Trump is jail. Yeah, that's why Jack Smith has that chair right there, because he's bringing it to Donald Trump, right? You think you can talk trash about Jack Smith's wife and not meet your fate? You think Jack Smith is going to sit back and let you call out his family like that, Donald Trump? Wrong. So I won't be surprised if he gets hit with a chair too. I don't encourage it. No, I don't encourage it. Cut it out. I don't I don't encourage violence at all, but the thing here, MAGA, is this. In all seriousness, stop letting Donald Trump get you all worked up, get you all in your feelings, and think you're fighting for a cause that really is not even a real cause. All right? Y'all should have just walked away when this security guard gave you the instructions to get away and leave. You should have just obeyed those orders, but that's just too much like right? What a shame. What a shame. But yeah. So I just want to make sure we all understand that there are two sets of victims there. Definitely the black security guard and what they did. That was terrible. That was racist. That's an example of what bigotry and racism looks like if I've never seen one, right? But they listened to Jason Aldean and they listened to Donald Trump, and look at them now. Now they're going to jail where they belong, right? They deserve to be in jail too, all right? I mean, if I was the sheriff, if I was the prosecutor, I'd put them in there for the rest of their life. They deserve to be there. They shouldn't. Listen, just because you're a victim, just because Donald Trump used you and played you, it doesn't absolve you. It doesn't mean you could get away with this. No. Hold them accountable to the fullest extent of the law. And if I were them, I definitely would put Donald Trump in there as one of the reasons that I did. If I were those people, I'd definitely say I did this because of Donald Trump, so that he's held accountable too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to our next topic. This is a little bit some of the old. This is a little bit in a different direction. This goes back to my older days on TikTok, back when I got out here and I did a lot more content that was around mental health. All right. And I was going to keep it 100% political, but I decided, you know what? This is something that I want to bring up, especially in light of the event that I've had a lot of MAGA possessed demons. All right. These are MAGA demons sending me DMs. They send me nasty DMs and they say, Zeus, on your live, all you do is gaslight MAGA. And to them, I said, I'm not gaslighting MAGA. I'm just getting out here and telling the truth. Right? So do a little digging, ladies and gentlemen, okay? And you can find out that a lot of Trump supporters, that you mainly go into a conservative live and all you hear is, stop gaslighting me, it's like they found a new word to latch on to, and it turns out they're using it wrong. I know, they're using the term wrong. It's like they've learned a new word and they can't stop saying it, like there's some sort of parrots or something, right? So I want to make sure, MAGA, we have a great understanding of when this word should be used. I can't go into detail, but you can go look it up for yourselves, all right? I'm tired of doing your homework. Gaslighting is actually a highly calculating form of manipulation, which involves the destabilization of one individual by another over a protracted period of time. All right? It's not just a word, all right? This actually has real meaning. So I know you think it's cool to say it in those conservative lives, but I'm going to ask you, please, use proper grammar, use proper English when you're talking, Trump supporters, all right? It'll help you out a lot, and it'll save me a lot of time explaining stuff that should be, what my mother likes to call common sense, all right? Most commonly, ladies and gentlemen, gaslighting, also referred to as coercive control, is carried out by someone in a position of trust who is in close contact with the target. It is a complex and usually deliberate means of intentionally controlling an individual, which is carried out over an extended period of time. So if you're telling me that I'm gaslighting you, MAGA, I want you to understand, I have no contact with you. This is TikTok. I have no control over you. Now, I do believe I may be in a position of trust, but that's simply because I'm telling the truth, all right? So, MAGA, please keep this in mind. And there's signs that you can look for when you are being gaslit, all right? Here it goes. There are some common misconceptions about the nature of gaslighting. Experts say if a loved one disagrees with you, or tries to change your mind, or prefers to be right in an argument, or acts surprised when confronted, that's not necessarily gaslighting. I know. Neither is someone trying to minimize their hurtful behavior or casting doubt on your opinions. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, MAGA, I want you to understand what gaslighting is, all right? And I'm going to go right here. This is the part I want you to pay attention to, all right? Gaslighters, all right? And this is how you know this doesn't apply to me or any of my friends on TikTok, all right? Gaslighters are typically emotionally abusive people. And you've known what I've said, MAGA. It is you who have been abusive to the United States, not the Democrats, all right? And they often have low self-esteem. My self-esteem is through the roof, so I can't be a gaslighter, all right? Who wish to control others rather than engage in mutually respectful relationships that require consideration, empathy, compassion, and kindness. And that does not apply. Zeus, I'm Triple H. You know I got all of this. They seek ways to undermine and overpower someone they fear losing, regardless of the damage to their target. All right, so MAGA, before we end this, I want to make sure you keep this in mind going forward. It has to be someone that you have close contact with. Usually it's someone you're in a romantic relationship with that has a position of trust in it, all right? And it comes from a nasty place, all right? You got to have some low self-esteem. So when you get out here on TikTok and you're hearing the truth, Trump supporters, please do me a favor, all right? And stop saying you're being gaslit, all right? Use the word and term appropriately. If I don't agree with you, you block me. That's different than being gaslit is my point. See, you got to stick to what's really going on, MAGA. Just because it sounds good to you doesn't mean it's true, all right? Now, let me move on to my next topic. Let's get back to politics, right? I want to make sure I keep it A1 for all of you so that you know, oops. Oh, there it is. All right, so now let's move back to politics. The last update in terms of what's going on with Trump and his his court case about what happened on January 6th is this, ladies and gentlemen. And it's with heavy heart that I have to say this. Judge Tanya Chutkan has to get increased security as Trump calls for her recusal in the 2020 election case. Judge Tanya Chutkan, who was assigned to former President Donald Trump's January 6th case, has received increased security. This is what happens when a person like Donald Trump gets on Truth Social and starts threatening people. What a shame. The increased security with the judge and U.S. Marshals is reportedly about the increased security that she's been having to deal with. She's been getting a lot of threats. The move came days after Trump called for Chutkan to recuse herself based on his alleged bias that he said she had. What a shame. He put out there on his post, he says, there's no way I can get a fair trial. You all saw this, right? And when he did this, ladies and gentlemen, it literally sent his supporters down a nasty, dangerous path. Now they feel empowered and emboldened to go after the judge. What a shame. This is why there needs to be a protective order on the evidence that he is about to get, because we know what Trump is going to do. We know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to do everything that he shouldn't be allowed to do because he thinks that this is about, he wants to try this case in the court of public opinion when he really should be trying this in the courtroom, right? All right, let's move on. So along those lines, ladies and gentlemen, we got some interesting news. I don't know if you all saw this yesterday, but Chris Christie, he dropped the bomb. He dropped the bomb, ladies and gentlemen. He says, in his experience, in his estimation, he believes that Mark Meadows is cooperating with Jack Smith.
It's a grand
Do you
jury.
think Mark Meadows is going to testify?
Oh, I've said all along, I think Mark Meadows is already a cooperating witness. He has all the looks of a cooperating witness, running into coffee shops away from the press.
And he's disappeared in the indictment. I mean, he's been referenced once or twice.
Right.
But
So when you didn't see Mark Meadows as an unindicted co-conspirator,
Right.
and you see absolutely no mention of him at all,
how devastating his testimony could be.
it could be the worst testimony for him outside of the family members, because Mark Meadows was with him constantly during
And
that
involved in
period of time.
all of it, in Georgia, in the electors.
He was a very involved chief of staff in my experience. He made sure he was in every meeting and every conversation. So, and we remember there are hundreds of text messages that he turned over to the special counsel that he kept.
And many more that he kept.
Yeah.
Do you hear that? Mark Meadows, Donald Trump's former chief of staff.
Pan Pacific
He's turned on Donald Trump. So when you get out here and you keep repeating that lie that it's the radical left, the Marxist, communist, fascist Democrats that are doing this, I want you to remember it wasn't Nancy Pelosi, all right, that was his chief of staff. No, it wasn't Mike Pence that was his chief of staff. It wasn't Chuck Schumer, all right? It wasn't them, none of the Democrats or even Vice President Pence. This is Mark Meadows, his own chief of staff, who they say he took great notes and provided text message evidence that is going to seal the deal against Donald J. Trump and have him in jail probably the rest of his life. So you could thank Mark Meadows for that, right? Everyone, let's thank Mark Meadows. All right, speaking of jail, word around town, Trump supporters, is the Fulton County Courthouse is eerily quiet as Trump indictment looms, right? Shout out to Bonnie Willis, all right? Orange barricades and metal fences erected last week around the courthouse where a possible indictment of Donald Trump looms have slowed down activity in the area. It's looking like a ghost town is what they say. They say if you go in there, you could get in and out quicker than you ever could before because no one's really there. Everyone's there waiting for the big catch, the big game to get caught in that what I call MAGA demon trap. So I just want to let you Trump supporters know, no matter which way you go, jail is your future, right? Good morning, Ed. Jail is your future. So MAGA, expect those indictments in Georgia any day. And when it happens, I don't want to hear you calling Fonnie Willis racist. Please don't call her racist. This is a woman who has an upstanding is an upstanding citizen, comes from a well-to-do family, and is just simply doing her job. Don't you want criminals to be prosecuted? Don't you want the crime rate to go down? Come on, Trump supporters, you know what it is, right? Gotta get that crime down. She's just doing her job. Unemployment's low because she has a job. Crime rates are going down. I mean, think about all these people that are going to get caught up in that RICO case. That's going to cause the statistics about crime to go down. It's going to make them plummet, right? We're getting a lot of criminals off the streets in Georgia. All right. Now, my last topic before I open up these boxes, all right, ladies and gentlemen, you know, it's been a long live. I normally don't like to talk about Melania Trump or any of Trump's family members because, you know, that's very sensitive. You know, you just never know, right? But I think this is worth noting because it does tie to Donald Trump and one of his criminal cases. So there's a nightmare unfolding, ladies and gentlemen, in Trump world between Melania Trump and her husband, right? Emails, right? You know how Trump likes to say he wants Hillary's emails. Well, you got to be careful what you ask for. You know, this is why I tell Trump his worst enemy is himself. Every time he talks, he literally gives prosecutors new ideas and new things to go look for. So maybe we won't get Hillary's emails, but maybe we should get Melania's emails, all right? Because I hear they expose ugly family feuds, devastating secrets about Donald, and $2 billion divorce bombshell. Wow. mean, if you were to ask me, don't they look like a picture perfect couple? I mean, listen, this is what love looks like, ladies and gentlemen, if you ask me. In the MAGA world, this is what love looks like. Former First Lady Melania Trump is terrified a New York City district attorney will obtain her explosive personal emails, insiders say, reveal devastating secrets about her hubby, Donald J. Trump, along with a bunch of ugly family feuds and that $2 billion divorce. And by the way, when I said the district attorney, who am I talking about? We all know who am I talking about. Who am I talking about? Alvin Bragg Jr., right? Manhattan's district attorney Alvin Bragg and his staff are pushing hard to obtain the bombshell messages as part of the humiliating felony indictment against Melania's man that charge, among other things, the former president's fudged business records to hide $130,000 payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels. Daniels insisted that she had a tryst, all right? She had a tryst with Trump while Melania was pregnant with her now 17-year-old son, Barron Trump. Wow. And this is who you want to be president again? A man that does such a thing to his wife while pregnant? I mean, this is a terrible example of a leader, if you ask me. But the billionaires claim that Stormy's story is bull and says he broke no law. This is what Trump said. He said she's making it up and he broke no laws. According to insiders, prosecutors believe Melania's reaction to the drama could become a smoking gun to her hubby's trial, right? Because she went off on him when she found out. She went off on him, I hear. Melania's heartbreak over the cheating scandal, her shocking plans to potentially file for a divorce as the crisis raged, and her bitter family feud with Trump's kids, other kids, including Ivanka, Don Jr., and Eric, are believed to be at the core prosecutors' fishing expedition. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, what they're saying is this. Legal insiders believe Bragg's motion could be reworked, all right, to give prosecutors free rein to expose Melania's heartbreak and all of her guarded secret. Those emails could make Melania's relive the entire betrayal all over again in the public eye. It would also reveal what she knew about the affair, along with many other humiliating aspects of her husband's business and personal life. The last thing she wants is for people to know how much her husband put her through in her fraught relationship with Donald Trump's children. There's no way the family could survive that kind of public humiliation. The emails hang the ex-president out to dry. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's give Alvin Bragg a round of applause. Russia, if you're listening, find us those emails, right? All right. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we reached that point of the show where it's time for me to hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth. You know how we do over here on this side of TikTok, all right? No lies are allowed to be told in this box. All lies and misinformation will be immediately struck down. I don't care. I don't care if you, by the way, thoughts and prayers to Snuggles. Many of you, he's in the hospital today. I hope he comes out okay. But I don't care if you thought you were telling the truth. If you get in the box and it's a lie, I'm going to ask you to please clear that up. And if you don't, I'm going to strike you down. All right? And listen, MAGA, if you don't like this programming, like I said, you can leave.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned,
right.
If you hate our country.
And they do.
If you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time,
right.
Very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
So, And the reason I don't necessarily want to directly have conversations with MAGA is because they're not honest yet. That MAGA demon has a stronghold on them, all right? And it won't allow them to be truthful, all right? And so MAGA right now has zero credibility with me. They've gotten nothing right. They haven't gotten anything right. They lied about the 2020 election. They lied about what happened on January 6th. They lied about midterms. There was never a red wave. They lied about the indictments, all right? They still lie all over TikTok, especially these fake TikTok hosts, these fake TikTok lawyers. I don't want you to try to interpret any of the work that Jack Smith is doing. Any document written by Jack Smith, MAGA, listen up. Don't you dare try to read it to me. I shall read it to you because you have no credibility with me. You didn't even think the indictment would come. Now they want to talk. Zeus, do you know what the Presidential Records Act? If I want to know what the Presidential Records Act, I'll go do the research myself. The last thing I'll do is take your word on it, all right? And no, do not tell me anything about Hunter Biden or President Biden. And don't tell me nothing about what's going on in Ukraine or Russia because MAGA, you have zero credibility. What you need to do, listen, MAGA, you need to sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast. Okay, because you're getting an F in the class. And people who are getting an F in the class, they do not have the ability to teach the rest of the class. You sit back there and you listen to the truth being told, all right? I'm so sorry I have to be that way with you, MAGA, but listen. The gloves are now off, all right? And I wasn't always like this. 3 weeks ago, I wasn't like this. But the gloves are off and the jar is open.
Everyone knows and I wouldn't have said this 3 weeks ago. I wouldn't have said it. I was actually very kind to him. I was very kind to him, but now we can't be kind anymore because the gloves are off. The jar has been opened. He's taken millions of dollars from other countries like China. He's totally compromised. He's taken millions and millions of dollars from other countries.
And every MAGA accusation is a MAGA confession, all right? So, and if you keep acting up in those comment section and talking about President Biden and things like that, I got something for that. I will read off all of President Biden's 30 accomplishments that he's gotten in his first term if you don't cut it out, MAGA. Seriously. All right, let's open up these boxes, ladies and gentlemen, because we don't have much time this morning. All right. Read it, Pyro Joe. I will read it. All right? Because the lies need to stop today, especially if you're a Christian. You shouldn't be lying on TikTok in front of these kids. Good morning, country. How are you doing?
Good morning, Zeus. It's been a while. Hey,
Wait a second.
one thing about America, and I just want to put something out there, and then I'm going to bow out, all right?
I can't
Have you ever
hear you.
noticed?
Is this our first
What's
time
that?
doing this?
No, we've talked before. But anyways, what I'm saying is, have you ever noticed when cancel culture decides to attack something, it only gets stronger? And my point is being this. The more you guys slam on Donald Trump, the stronger he gets. If the Democrats really wanted him to go away, all they had to do is just be quiet.
All right. See, ladies and gentlemen. What? Country Hound, you clearly seem like you got that MAGA demon still flowing in you. What? Every time it sounds just as ridiculous as this. Let me play it.
Every time the radical left Democrats, Marxists, communists, and fascists indict me, I consider it a great badge of courage.
Country Hound, it sounds just as ridiculous as that. Think about that. Does he really think that's a great badge of courage? If so, why is he crying? Trump's not getting stronger. His base is getting smaller. All right. And I don't even know what cancel culture you're talking about. This isn't cancel culture. This is, as some like to say, law and order. Now, listen, Country Hound, I really want to hear from you, but I need you to, first of all, repent. You really got to repent. and apologize, because you've done a lot of damage. Maybe not you directly, but you've done a lot of damage, I can tell. Okay, you've gotten on TikTok, you spread lies and misinformation, and you're still trying to excuse bad criminal behavior. All right. And that's not what we want to do. Not in 2023, not in 2024, anywhere going forward. Bad criminal behavior will not be tolerated. It's inexcusable. I'm just being honest. And by the way, you're going to thank me. You're going to say, Zeus, thank you for dropping me, because you know what? I can at least still go live. Because if you would have went any further, you would have been reported and your live access would have been suspended. I know, right? I saved you, all right? I saved you. Believe me, I've been doing this for quite a while. All right. Good morning, Dionysius. Welcome back, brother. How are you?
Oh, my man.
How's it going? Uh-oh.
Doing all right. So I wanted to talk about that chair thing, because a lot of people are in the comments saying that man is going to go to jail. Well, I'm sorry, but that's not going to happen. Not one of those black people at all are going to go to jail. You want to know why? Because that man who was working on the boat was just trying to do his job. Those white men attacked him. In the state of Georgia or Alabama, you have stand your ground law, you have defense of another, and self-defense law. All those laws can allow you to use equal to greater force to protect yourself from a willing participant combatant, which that woman was. That woman came out of the boat swinging, right? She is a willing participant. Her immunity goes out the door at that moment. She does not get any type of anything, because she stepped out of the boat swinging punches. And it doesn't matter if it's a male or woman or whatever weapon they use, because in the state of Alabama, you can use equal to greater force to stop somebody from attacking you. Okay? So that what happened on that dock is a direct result from that song, number one, like you said. It's a direct result, because you want to know. All right, I've said this a couple of times before.
Into it.
Yeah. So, like, I said this a couple of times before, and, like, I read energy in people. I'm an empath. I'm very physically sensitive to other energy, even if it's when it's through a screen. That white kid definitely had that small town attitude just by his body language. Before the guys even got physical, you could tell the body language in those white kids. I'm a fighter. I know fighting body language. From the get-go, those kids had fighting stances in their postures.
Right.
And that alone can be used in a self-defense defense. So
Right.
it's like, if you feel in threatened of your life because you're being surrounded by multiple people in a very racist state who have probably already said slurs, you know for a fact they said
I know,
slurs.
and we know what those slurs were.
Yeah, and it's like people just don't understand the law. Like, okay, if she got out of the boat and was trying to stop the fight, that's a different story. But the video clearly shows she was swinging punches at people who had their backs turned, number one.
Wow.
And instead of being an adult like she was,
Right.
and getting out of the boat when her son or her nephew or whatever that kid was doing, talking to that man trying to move the boat, she should have been a proper, responsible adult and said, "I'm sorry, sir. We'll move the boat. Thank you for letting us know. Thank you for not writing us a ticket. Thank you for not calling the towboat and getting us towed out of here. Thank you for not doing what your job actually allowed you to do and giving us notification." And she should have dragged those little punks away instead of letting them jump a single man. And anything that happened after that is all those people that came running from the dock, that defense is called in defense of another. They saw another man.
Get him.
They saw another man being attacked by multiple assailants. That gives them the proper right by the law to defend that man and help him from stop being attacked. So therefore, every single person who ran in defense of that person, it was going to get off, probably won't even get charged, because there's so much video evidence proving otherwise.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter what color the guy was. If I walked by one dude getting beat up by multiple dudes, first, I'd go in and break it up. Then I try to find out what happened and see what happened between the two and see if they could get what should have happened was one guy should have fought one guy. Plain and simple.
Yeah, but why do you think they did try to jump him, though? Do you think race was a motivation in that?
Oh, I mean, It could not have been. It could not have been.
Wow.
I would like to have put that guy's uniform on and said that to those kids, and I guarantee they wouldn't have made a peep. Not because of my skin, but because I know how to talk to those white hunks like that. They're all bark, no bite. The only reason they bit back is because they were in a pack. If that kid was by himself, he wouldn't have said a word, because that's what they do. That's what dudes like him have been doing since the neo-Nazis tried to take over Boston, and we stomped them down too. It's just people. I grew up in Boston during busing, bro. Like, I did not get along. I didn't go along with that. I never went along with it. I've never been able to go along with people who hate people based off of skin color, religion, or ideology. As long as it's not hurting children, animals, or anything innocent, it should be all right.
Right. Yeah. And you can recognize the demon when you see it, is what you're saying. You got a good understanding of why they did this.
I mean, so they say, oh, MAGA's getting stronger, he's getting stronger. The only thing getting stronger is the delusional brainwashing bullshit that he has put into your head.
Oh, keep it safe.
Sorry. That's the only thing getting stronger. And it's a shame. Like, you know what's funny?
What's that?
And I've been thinking about this a lot lately. And this actually came to mind when Donald first ran for president.
What's that?
I'm pretty sure the Clintons are paying him to sabotage the Republican Party. I'm pretty sure they said, hey, we think you could go into the Republican Party and cause so much division that it will never recover. And that's what he's done.
You think the Clintons are paying Donald Trump?
They were best friends growing up. He took a plane down to Epstein's Island with Chelsea Clinton on it.
For educational purposes only.
Well, that was on the manifest. That was actually on the list. It was on the list.
Yeah.
Way back in the day before Donald Trump paid for it to be removed from the internet.
What?
You know
Wait, Doc. What makes? Listen, MAGA. What makes your conspiracies better than ours? I mean, think about it. Use your head, MAGA. I mean, really. He's not a liar. He's telling the truth. All right, please continue, Dionysius.
So,
right?
yeah, like this guy just said that a Boston mob almost pulled the 1984 Lakers off a bus. That's true, man. Like, it was bad in Boston. Racism is still pretty bad up there, but it's not like it is down south, because I left New England about 20 years ago to travel the country, and I have a Boston accent, and I was going down to southern bars in Florida where I first moved, and then I was over in Georgia for a while, but I got in fights literally just because of my accent.
Wow.
You Yankee, we don't like Yankees down here. We don't like your kind. I was like, my kind? First off, I'm American. Oh, well, why don't you step outside? Well, I'm going to finish this beer. I'm going to offer you a beer. And then if you want to step outside, we can step outside. And they would still want to step outside. I don't know why. And it's like this a lot of places. Like,
wow.
They're still jealous about the Civil War. So imagine how long this election is going to go on.
They're still jealous about the Civil War?
They're still butthurt about that, man. So imagine how long this election stuff is going to go on. They think it's just as bad as or worse than the Civil War. They're going to drag this on forever. So, like, we got to make them like a MAGA island or like a maggot island, and like send them out to the island, and they can all just have the island, and we'll give them everything they need. We'll even give them some drama they can play with, and
can we give them Donald Trump to be their leader?
Well, I think he's running away to Russia first. So if they want to go to Russia and follow him, they can do that. But he's not like in the Melania. Like, so I knew something was up with Melania. And then you showed that picture, man, and body language speaks volumes. You could see Donald Trump is standing straight up. You can see Melania is slightly leaning to the right or left of Donald Trump. You see her head? See the shoulders? See the central vertical column? That central vertical column not being straight shows discomfort. She's leaning away from the discomfort as much as possible without ruining the picture.
That central vertical column, I can see it, yeah. She's leaning.
Her head is leaning away from his side because she's like, oh, I can't stand his energy. That is what that posture means.
Wow.
We talked about this with, what's his name's eyebrow. Did he have a stroke, by the way?
No, he's having a procedure, all right?
Oh, to clear out all the guck from Trump in his arteries?
I don't know. I'm not a medical expert, but
I mean, when you digest a bunch of caca mentally, it manifests physically. Yeah. So like the information he's
cut it
believing.
out. Southern Delight, cut it out.
Oh, right. I thought you were talking to me. I was like, what did I say? All the stuff he's believing from MAGA and all that mentally is manifesting now physically in his body. And like this has actually been proven by science a lot. Like what your mental state is will dictate what your physical state is. Sick mind, sick body, healthy mind. You can have a healthy mind.
That's a message to Trump supporters.
Yeah.
If you want to live a healthy life, stop supporting a sick man. All right.
Like attracts to like.
We all know Donald Trump is deranged.
He's deranged.
All right.
So here's another fact about that.
Bring up some of your friends, my brother. All right.
One more thing about that state. So, behavioral sync. Mammals have something called a behavioral sync. We literally have brain waves and heart waves. When somebody says I'm on the same brain wave as you, that's a scientific fact. Like attracts to like, right?
Yeah.
These people attract to one another, and until they change their brain wave, they will not be detached from that attraction. Have a good day, Zeus.
All right, you too, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get Dionysius around. Do you hear that, MAGA? Change your vibrations immediately, all right? Because your vibrations are all out of sync right now. They're timed with Donald Trump's, and it's nasty for you. Look at that. You're getting into fights out there in Alabama with people you don't know. You're going to jail. Every time I turn on the news, another Trump supporter is going to jail. And you know what's after jail? If you don't get it right, if you don't repent, the next stop is hell. Hell shall be your portion. That's for you MAGA who call yourselves Christians, all right? I don't want to hear it. If a MAGA tells me they're Christian, I don't believe them. I know who their God is, and their God isn't the God in the Bible. It's this hypocrite. It's this criminal. That's who MAGA's God is. The one we can see, the one that Jack Smith will be putting in jail and soon may end up going to hell. All right, let's bring up our next guest. All right. One man in charge. Greetings. Welcome to the kingdom. How are you doing?
What's going on, man?
All right. Is this our first time doing business? I think it is.
Yeah, it is, man.
All right.
Hey,
I gotta ask you some questions, and how you answer them determines your fate in the kingdom. All right.
All right, go ahead.
All right, and then we'll get into whatever you want to discuss this morning. Number one, in your opinion, was the 2020 election stolen by President Biden?
To be honest with you, man, I didn't even keep track of it because it was a bunch of bull crap. I mean,
you know how to drop people when they lie.
I didn't even vote, bro. So I can't speak.
I said in your opinion, right? I mean, technically you won't. It's your opinion, but what do you really think?
And opinions are like assholes. I mean, I guess it got in there. I mean, how do you rig an election? It got in there. I mean, evidently people didn't vote for Trump like everybody thought.
All right. I can deal with that. All right. It's taking a little time for you to get to the point, but I think there may be some hope. So I'm going to ask you the next question. All right. All right. You ready? In your opinion, who would you say is responsible for the attack on the Capitol on January 6th?
Well, Big Ass Al probably. Again, I didn't follow that too much because I don't follow into drama like that. But Trump had no business saying what he said on national TV. You know, I think that got it kind of riled up. You know what I'm saying? Like he told everybody that we need to march to the Capitol, this and that. Okay. So I mean, all right. The evidence is there, man.
Okay. You listen. You're being very political in a way, but I think you get what's going on. So I'm going to ask this last and final question.
All right.
And this one, a lot of people get wrong, and I gotta drop them. All right, but I'm gonna give it to you because I give it to everyone. In your opinion, do you think President Biden is guilty of any crimes?
Man, President Biden didn't wipe his own ass, so I don't think he's capable of committing any crimes.
Hey, keep it clean.
So I mean, I don't think maybe his son, but not him.
All right, all right, all right. You heard him. He said maybe his son, but not him. MAGA, listen up. All right. All right, let's get into this. Man Can Chang. Is that what do you call yourself?
My name's Billy Henson, man.
Billy
And
Henson.
I'm actually running for. I'm actually going to run for president in 2028.
Oh.
You know, it's a long shot, but
What party?
I'm gonna run independent, man. To me, it's time to get rid of politics. It's time to get rid of the Republican Party. It's time to get rid of the Democrat Party. It's time to listen to the people. You know, it's time to put people back in charge. You know, because we make this country. We the people make this country, not politics.
When did you become, what party did you belong to prior to being independent, if you don't mind?
Man, I've never voted in my life.
Really?
I've never voted because me personally, I think that whoever you vote for is not in charge anyways. That's why you have a Republican Party and a Democrat Party. And that's why you have all those people arguing back and forth trying to make new laws, you know. And it don't need to be like that. It needs to be up to the people. The people need to make the laws. The people need to make the change in America, not these politics that are putting money in their pocket.
Okay, but I'm a little curious. So, are you going to work with Democrats and Republicans if you get in office?
I'm gonna be cordial. I
mean, how are you going to pass legislation? Because you know Congress, that's Democrats and Republicans, not independents. So,
Yeah.
as an independent president, how would you work with these people?
Well, I mean, I look at the Democrat and the Republican Party as like a bunch of children. You know, there's a bunch of kids right now. All the fighting and arguing they do, I got 4 kids of my own, and it reminds me every day of how my kids act is how I see them act. You know what I'm saying? That's why when I flip TikTok and I flip through it and I see all this crap, they're in there arguing and all that. No.
Okay. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna ground them and send them to your room. You're gonna send Chuck Schumer and perhaps Marjorie Taylor Greene. You're gonna say, "Go to your room," because that's what we do with our kids.
No, I'm not gonna do all that, man. But if you're a president, you're supposed to be the commander. You're supposed to be the commander and chief. Okay, a commander and chief has all. A commander and chief has all power. You shouldn't have to listen. You shouldn't have to listen to the Democrat and Republican Party argue back and forth. That's when I would let the people come in. I would let the people decide. If they can't decide, I'll let the people
Who would your vice president be, Billy?
Man, to tell you the truth, that would be a hard pick, but it would have to be somebody that's on the same page as me, man. I want somebody on the same page as me as far as getting rid of the Republican and Democrat Party. You know, we need to be an independent country. So to be an independent country, we don't need to have all the diversion and stuff that's going on. You'll never get to a solution by arguing back and forth. That's why we need to get rid of the Republican Party, get rid of the Democrat Party.
Billy,
Put somebody in office that is.
Sounds like you're on that MAGA Wi-Fi, Billy. Are you on that MAGA Wi-Fi?
Say what now?
It's getting hard to hear you. It sounds like you're on MAGA Wi-Fi.
No.
Can you port over to the Biden Wi-Fi? Billy, are you there?
I'm actually in the country right now. Hold on.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can I ask you, Can I ask you a couple of questions?
All right, I'm at. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So you don't are you
Go
familiar with
ahead.
any of President Biden's accomplishments?
No, I mean, man, everything's going up since he's got in office. So I can't say there's any accomplishments because, I mean, I'm looking at a gas station right now where gas is $3.44 a gallon,
But
and it was
you know why that is right now, right?
well, it has a lot to play, a lot to do with it. You know, the war in Ukraine, the all the money we've sent over there, Corona. A lot of it has to do with other countries putting more tariffs on us.
Mm,
You know, charging us more to ship
mm.
items. Um, a lot of it has to do with the unemployment rate. You know, they're trying to make it out like
Where do you
the
can I
unemployment
ask
rate's
you a
the lowest
question?
it's ever
Can I ask
been.
you a question, Billy? Where do you get all of
Yeah.
your information from?
Well, I don't really watch news, so I really
All right,
listen
so
to people talk. I
what?
listen to people talk, and
Oh,
I kind of filter in the good with the bad. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but if I wanted to be, you said your vice president would have to be someone on your page. So where could a person go and study so they can get on your page? That's kind of what I'm asking. Because be-
Well, my page is, man, my page is getting rid of the news and all that, and just and focus on what's really going on. You know, not somebody's telling you. If you see it firsthand, like me, man, I work a full time job, work 15 hours a week, or $15 for 40 hours a week. You know, and I had to struggle to get to that $15 an hour.
what
You
state?
know,
What state?
and I live in Alabama,
Oh,
where minimum wage is currently 7.25 an hour.
oh. You
Okay,
think minimum wage should
minimum
go
wage
up?
is
You think minimum wage
mi-
should go up?
it should go up, but there's no way you can make it go up overnight.
Right.
Minimum wage, minimum wage should gradually go up.
So
Like
you so
Biden's promise.
that sounds like something the Democrats are in favor of. So why won't you just be a Democrat?
No, not necessarily, because that was one of Biden's promises that he was going to get $15 an hour. And I
Okay.
haven't seen and
Well,
15.
we know Biden is getting a lot of pushback from the Republicans on a lot of his things. Can I ask you, what do you think about this? What about the infrastructure package? Do you think that's a good thing that Biden did?
As far as, like, okay, enlighten me a little bit, because I mean, I haven't been paying attention. Like I
Okay,
said, I
so
don't watch the news
this
and all
was a
that.
$1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure package to increase
Uh-huh.
investments in the national network of bridges and roads, airports, public transportation, and national broadband internet, as well as waterways and energy systems in the United States. Are you in favor of that or not?
I mean, if it makes the economy better, then I'm in favor of it.
Okay, so I'm
But
saying, I mean, you sound like you want to be a Democrat, but you just don't want to be for some reason. What about cutting childhood poverty in half through the American Rescue Plan? Is that something you could get behind?
yeah, enlighten me on that too.
He cut childhood poverty in half through the American Rescue Plan. You know, that's a bill that was passed.
Well, see, there's still poverty everywhere, man.
But you're in favor of cutting it in half at least, right?
I mean, yeah, but I'm in favor of getting rid of
Okay,
childhood
so
poverty.
once again, you supporting Democrats. How about this one? All right, achieving historically low unemployment rates even after the pandemic caused them to skyrocket. 3.5% unemployment rate, the lowest in 50 years. Near record low for Hispanics. Near record low unemployment rate for African Americans, and record low unemployment rates for people with disabilities. Is that something you could get behind?
See, the numbers, nobody will know the truth on the numbers, man.
Oh.
The numbers lie, okay?
Okay.
The
But you
numbers
agree
do.
that we should bring unemployment down.
We should bring it down, yes, but we
You
should
agree
make
with that?
we should make people want to work though. Like we
I
should get.
get that, but you know, there's wage issues. Number one, like you were suggesting earlier, but you know, I gotta move on to our next guest. But I want you to know, after this conversation, I'm gonna recommend you do a little more digging into what the Democrats stand for. All right, because I think you might be on the verge of being one if you really, you know, just commit to doing what you say you're trying to do. All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Billy. Thank you so much. All right. And come on back next time. All right.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right,
Hey,
ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Billy a round of applause.
and one quick thing. To all these people.
Oops, I'm so sorry. I dropped you. My apologies. I got to move on to my next guest, but you did a great job. I just want you to really dig into this independent president. And I want you to keep in mind, you're still going to have to work with Democrats and Republicans on a lot of policies. All right. And you got to get familiar with those policies. All right. Because while I admire your desire to do that, we got to be realistic, right? We got to be realistic, folks, right? Let's give Billy another round of applause. Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring up our next guest. All right. Greetings, Mike. I believe this is Mike. Hopefully the connection comes through. Greetings, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm all right. Welcome to the show. Is this your first time doing business with
Thank
me?
you.
This is our first time doing business?
It most certainly is.
All right.
Yes.
You know how this goes, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. All lies and misinformation, I have zero tolerance for it. So I'm wishing you the best in terms of answering these questions. The first question I ask is, in your opinion, was the 2020 election stolen by President Biden?
I don't think that's just a straight yes or no question, but I guess I'd have to lean towards the no, because I can't put it in black and white for you.
All right, so we're gonna
that it wasn't.
We're gonna stick to no. All right. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. The next question. In your opinion, who would you say is responsible for the attack on the Capitol on January 6th? You're doing great. You got the first question right.
The officials that let everyone in the building that was there.
Huh?
All of the security officials that let everyone in the building.
Is that now, Mike? I don't want to have to drop you from the box. I'm going to give you one more chance.
So if you don't like my answer, you're going to kick me off?
It's not that. If you listen, this live right now, and I got to say this not just to you, but to all the people who may be on the same. There are people in here that are holding the level of truth at 110%. And I've been doing this for a while. If you start lying, you're going to get reported. You're not going to be able to go live. All right. So I'm trying to save your live access by just telling people how it works over here. And plus, I won't be able to use the live either, because you get reported. It's a mark against me. So before we go down that nasty path, I'd rather us just agree to disagree. Fair enough? Now.
Fair enough.
All right. So in this kingdom, we know who's responsible for the attack on the Capitol. We do know. And you know too. Why not just admit it?
I'll tell you what, I'll play your game. I'll tell you what you want to hear. Donald Trump's responsible.
All right. That's not what I want to hear. That's actually the truth. You did a great job, all right?
Okay.
Next question. In your opinion, is President Biden guilty of any crimes? I mean, there's no docket number.
Most certainly.
Oh my gosh, Mike. Mike! I had to save him! I did! Mike! Jeez. It's, I've been doing this for quite a while, and it never surprises me. It always surprises me that we can't agree on simple truths. All right. Now, Mike Pence has gone on record and proven and stated Donald Trump was responsible for January 6th. That's non-debatable. Biden is in the White House. That's non-debatable. All right. That's non-debatable. And then the last question, has Biden been found to be tied to any crimes? There's no docket number. The correct answer is no. Biden is not guilty, Mike. All right. So I do hope you come back and we can talk when you recalibrate and embrace this truth. But you got to start being honest on TikTok, Mike. Seriously, a lot of people are listening to you and they're looking to you for the truth. All right. So let's bring up our next guest, ladies and gentlemen. Listen. You're right, Southern Delight. Listen, a lot of people, they say I'm too mean to MAGA, but I'm not mean. I'm just being 100% transparent. If you do not like this level of truth, Trump supporters, listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Right.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
You hear that? You hear that? Enough is enough, MAGA. You've done enough damage to this country. You know what? I gotta play it. I don't like arguing with MAGA because I know the conversation isn't going anywhere, right? It's a bunch of noise, but at the end of it, you're going, what did I learn? Am I a better person? No. They sound like an engine that is revving and is going nowhere, right? Turn it off, MAGA. You're thinking too much. Turn it off, all right? Let's go ahead and get the spark plugs changed out because I don't know. And no, I don't want to get in that car. I don't think we'll make it far if it sounds like that, all right? So let's bring up our next guest, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, oh my gosh. We got 15 minutes and then I got to wrap this up. All right. Greetings. Good morning, Ray. How are you?
Good morning.
All right, Ray, welcome to the show. This is our first time doing business?
Yes, it is.
All right. So I'm pretty sure you're familiar with how I do things, right?
I sure am.
Are you ready for the questions?
First question.
All right. In your opinion, did President Biden steal the 2020 election? And don't tell me what I want to hear. I don't want to hear that. I really want to know what you think.
N-O.
All right. Next question, Ray. In your opinion, who would you say is responsible for the attack on the Capitol on January 6th?
Trump.
All right. Mike, this is how it works. All right, Ray, this is a tricky question. It gets a lot of people, but maybe you're gonna pass. In your opinion, is President Biden guilty of any crimes?
No, he's not.
All right. See that, Mike? And anybody else that's confused, those are the answers to the questions. Those are true answers, and he's keeping the live at 110% truth. All right, Mike. Ray, what brings you to the kingdom?
Well, I was just strolling along, seen you, heard you before, and decided to see if I could go live with you.
Oh,
I'm definitely a Biden supporter.
Oh, wow! Congratulations.
I'm retired and living in Las Vegas.
Huh?
I said, I'm retired. I'm living in Las Vegas, currently in Michigan visiting family.
Oh, wow. Well, that's amazing. Have you always been on the Democrat side of the aisle?
Yes, I have. My parents were Democrats. I've been a Democrat for 80 some, well, actually 70 years.
Oh, wow. That's impressive. So you're way up there in terms of wisdom. That's good.
Yeah, I
Right?
think so.
Yeah. Well, that's good news. That's some of the best news that I've heard today. So you've seen America go through a lot of change, I would say, right?
Yes, I have.
So I've been talking to a lot of folks on TikTok, especially our friends on the right, and they said this to me. They said this country started falling apart when Obama got in office. What are your thoughts on that? Why do you think they say that?
Because obviously because he's black.
Oh,
I definitely believe that. If and from there, what actually happened was because Biden got elected. I mean, excuse me, because Trump. Holy cow! Because Obama got elected,
talk to me.
then the right side they fought it tooth and nail.
Right.
Then what happens after he wins the second election? They agree that they did everything in their power to degrade and shoot Obama down. Well, of course, they go against their word. And what really upsets me is that then we get a Republican president. Then the Democrats, they have to fight the Republicans and disagree with everything they say.
Right.
Now we get Biden in office. All we're doing is going back and forth, back and forth. Somewhere along the line, we have to agree to disagree.
Right.
And it's really a shame.
It is.
Because, and personally, myself, I blame it on the media.
Oh.
50 years ago or 40 years ago, I don't know how far back, nobody listened to the media. The media was maybe on one channel. So now all they do is, what they do is they, in my opinion, they broadcast to whatever the negative is. They dwell on the negativity. And then, I'm going to get twisted here in words, but then what does everybody listen to? Everybody listens to the negative. Nobody wants to hear the positive.
Right.
They want to see who is screwing around with who is upset with whatever. And it just goes on and on and on.
It's an endless supply of it, right? It's an endless supply of toxic nastiness, right?
Exactly. So I feel that you should quit listening to the news. Or maybe only, if you're going to listen to the news, listen to both sides. Right. Listen to Fox, listen to CNN, any social networks, but limit it. And don't believe anything, but go with what you believe.
You hear that? I completely agree. You got to find balance in all that you're doing, right? And I think a lot of people are off balance when it comes to the content they're consuming, right?
Exactly.
And in terms of, along those lines, what would you say Donald Trump's contribution to this has been from your position? Because we can blame the media. I'll give you that. Should Donald Trump take any responsibility?
No. Donald, ask the question again.
I guess the best way to ask this is, has Donald Trump had any impact, negatively, I should say, on this country, in your opinion?
Negatively, 100%.
Okay, let's talk about that. So could you give us a great understanding based on, because we know the media, they've done some damage, right? I mean, they're putting all this negative information out. It's sounding like an everyday soap opera with the media. But what is Trump's involvement, if you don't mind speaking to it?
Well, first off, he started with the border. The border was a gigantic lie. He started out right off the bat. He starts off lying. He says he's going to build a wall. Well, he did get the wall started. He said Mexico was going to pay for it. Mexico never paid for it. He said that there is all these immigrants we're going to come across, and they were going to destroy America. The immigrants don't destroy America. The immigrants help build America. My dad came from Italy in 1902. And it's it's people that build America. It's not a group that builds America.
Right.
And he lived on a lie. He's a narcissist, however you pronounce the word.
Yeah,
and
narcissist.
And it's just a shame. If people, let me just add one thing. People say to me, don't you wish you were 50 again? And I say, hell no. I'm glad I'm 82. I don't like what's going on. And if I have to go tomorrow, fine.
Wow, you're 82 years wise. That's very impressive. I'm honored to have you on this live. Wow, great.
I'll be 83 in October. So in Italian years, I'm already 83.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, listen, you sound like you're my age the way you're going at this. All right. Now, what part of the country are you in? If you said
right now I'm in
Nevada,
Gold Hills, Michigan.
Oh, you're in Michigan. You did say that.
Yeah, I retired in 2003. Moved to Las Vegas, my famous home. I'm a gambler.
Oh, okay.
And now that we're 83, we're just looking what our alternatives are as far as what are we going to do in the event if. And my son and daughter live here. We definitely don't want to move in with them. So we're looking for some sort of independent living that might come about down the road.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, you have my blessings in whatever it is you're trying to do. Not that you need it, but it sounds like you're a great guy to hang out with and you like to have a lot of fun. All right. So I'm gonna have to go move on to our next guest, my good friend Ray, but I do hope to hear from you again.
I definitely will, and try to get a few people to follow me.
Yeah, I did follow you, but I am pretty sure someone in here followed you, all right? Because you came in and you told the truth, and that's what we're all about over here on this side of town, all right?
Well, thank you, and you have a wonderful, wonderful day. God bless.
All right, God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Ray a round of applause. No lies detected. That's what this is about, ladies and gentlemen. MAGA. Really? It's very simple. The only thing you need to be sending me a guest request to do is to apologize, MAGA. You have to apologize to the rest of this country because you've drugged this nation down to the lowest gutters that there are in this nation, okay? Spreading lies and misinformation, all right? Now, if you are a MAGA supporter and you want to apologize, please send Zeus a guest request. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring up some of our fan favorites. Greetings, Brother Nutty. Welcome. And I only got 10 more minutes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry. Zeus does have to go tend to other affairs. Greetings. Welcome, Nutty.
What's going on? I want you to try this in a small town. What's good with you? So the last guest that you just had absolutely gave him a follow because we can, even though we don't want geriatrics, running our country, we still have a lot to learn from them. We still have a lot, especially ones with their heads on straight.
Right.
So, but the guest before that, the one down in the country making $15 an hour and wants to vote Republican, bruh, get some cornflakes and go sit down somewhere. Because at $15 an hour, that's all you can afford, some cornflakes.
Oh, Lord, no!
You can't even afford Frosted Flakes. But yet you want to vote, you want to gatekeep for a party that's not even going to let you into the party. Come on, bruh. They don't like you. They wouldn't even piss on you if you was on fire. Especially dark. You know what? He wasn't going to be dark today, but I just had to come in and just scoop this up right quick. But see, because I only got like 30 seconds. And I know we're talking about politics, but wasn't it great to see the ancestors get us together over on the 5th of August down in Montgomery, Alabama?
Oh, you're talking about the brawl.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because and there's nobody else in this room except for me and you, Zeus, right?
Correct.
And so I'm going to say this: it is so nice to see that we came together on something. I don't know about you. I don't condone violence.
No, I don't
But
either.
but listen. I was here for that day.
Mm, yeah,
I,
they
I,
were
I was
trying to take advantage of a situation and be very abusive to everyday American citizens who are doing their job, and they tried to do it based on their skin color. What a shame!
absolutely. They effed around and they found out. And
Exactly.
so I got some medals to pass out here. So very quickly, we're gonna go quick here. We're gonna start with the bronze medal. The
Mm.
bronze medal is the young man or the man who used a folding chair and he the crack that was heard around the world that landed on a head. The reason I'm giving
I
him the
saw that, and I said, "Oh my God, this is worse than anything I could ever imagine." Wow.
Well, well,
Hello, Michelle.
the reason I'm giving him the bronze medal is because y'all know a folding chair was invented by a black man. See,
Oh.
I told y'all the ancestors came in that day.
Mm,
The folding chair was invented by a black man. And so
mm,
that black man who invented the folding chair, he was like, yeah, this is for my ancestors who was enslaved.
mm,
And
mm.
he said, crack that whip. And brother,
Nice.
and brother cracked that whip right across her head. Now, listen, let me say this. Let me be very clear. Again, I don't condone violence.
I don't
And
either.
I don't condone men putting their hands on women.
I don't either.
But let me tell you this, women, for y'all to think that y'all can just get in every situation and get up in a man's face and hit him, kick him, do whatever you want without consequence, the devil is a lie.
Be safe. Be safe out there, lady. Don't nobody get in nobody's face. Trust me. You don't know what a person is trained in, all right? You might think you're going to get a loser. You end up having to get into it with Bruce Lee. It's dangerous out here, folks.
So my silver medal, goes to the actual dock worker who took the hat off and threw it up in the air because he was calling the ancestors. That was
Oh.
calling ancestors. When he took the hat off and threw it up in the air, he was like, all right, ancestors, I need you. And the ancestors responded because what happened after that? Here's the gold medal. The gold medal is the 16-year-old kid named Aaron who jumped into the water off the boat and started swimming. His name is Aquaman.
Wow.
Aquaman.
Our hero.
Aquaman. He jumped into that water. He started swimming. No, not man, Maine. You gotta say it right. Aquaman comments. Aquaman. He
Aquaman.
jumped into that water, and that 16 years old, that boy had more cojones than most adults that I know. You heard me?
Do you think they learned their lesson about listening to Trump and Jason Aldean's music? Do you think they've learned something from this?
No, they haven't learned, but they certainly got a preliminary message. And I think they'll think twice now. So what's very ironic, the light bulb went off in my head because
Right.
now I understand why they're so obsessed with the Second Amendment because they can't lay hands. They don't know how to lay hands. So they gotta have their pew-pews because they don't know how to fight. So the good thing with us and our ancestors is that we had to learn how to fight. We had to learn how to use our hands. We know how to use the pew-pews too. But if you ain't got the pew-pews, which I would prefer you to use your hands because when you use your hands, you got a lot less people dying.
Yeah. All right. Be careful out here, and stop underestimating your opponent. That's the number one mistake a lot of people make when they get into these conflicts. They think they got a sucker, and they turn around and they found out they got a bear on their hands. Wow, right? They had a
Let
bear
me
on
say
their
this:
hands.
had those other
It's the
had those
craziest thing.
had those four other white men not gotten involved, and it was just between the two of them, I absolutely believe people would have just said, "Y'all just break." You know, they would have intervened to just break it up. But the fact that they came in wailing on the black man who was just doing his job, you know what? God looked into heaven and said, "The devil is a lie."
Hey!
And then he told our ancestors, he's like, instead of letting me handle this, I want the ancestors. Y'all, get your, he said, ancestors, go take care of this. And then that hat went up in the air, and the ancestors. And guess what? Here's the other irony of the situation. The boat that was trying to dock, you know the name of the boat?
What was it?
Harriet.
Ooh! Harriet!
Zeus, don't tell me that this wasn't the ancestors speaking.
Oh, they got something they were looking for. They got it, didn't they?
Don't. There's just too much of a coincidence. There's just too much of. And see, I like the picture you got in back of you with Jack holding the chair because we are going to use that on Donald Trump. So I love it. But see, here's the thing: Jack Smith is going to use that chair to crack Donald Trump upside the head with the law. With the law. We ain't talking about physical violence, people. We're talking about accountability violence. He's being held accountable.
This is not gaslighting. Go back. I went
It is
through
absolutely not gaslighting
earlier. You're using the term wrong. Sorry, Nutty.
Well, you know they're going to use it wrong. Let them use it wrong because they're not. They've proven that they're not educated. But I need y'all. I need y'all to go look up who invented the folding chair. You will see this nice black-looking melanin brother. Listen. 90% of things that y'all use on a daily basis was invented by people of color.
Hey, man.
So stop. It's very simple. It's very simple. Stop the hate. Stop the racism. We don't have to like each other. You don't. There's people I don't like, but I don't hate them because of their color.
Hey, man. We don't.
Just stop the racism. You're not going to get along with everybody. And for crying out loud, if someone asks you to move your vehicle, move your boat, move whatever, because you're not parked legally, you may not like the fact that you can't park there, but they're just doing their job. Get mad at the person who made the rule, not at the enforcer.
Yeah. All right.
So with that being said, I know you got to get back here, brother.
Hold on. I think one of your friends want to speak to you. Hold on. Poker Dad, he said he wanted to say something to you, Nutty. If you got a few seconds, a few minutes.
You know what? I would always make room for Poker Dad because this is one of the few Republicans I can actually talk to.
Good morning. How are you, Nutty? What's going on, Zeus?
What's going on?
Up, Poker?
So, Nutty, would you mind doing a little Q&A with me for a moment?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So, regarding the affairs that happened down in Alabama, and it was a great example of unity to me when it comes to fighting against the enemy, just for the record. Would this have happened 10 to 15 years ago?
No.
Not in this fashion, right? Not that was blatantly bigoted the way that was, correct? It wouldn't have happened 10 or 15 years ago.
Correct.
No, it wouldn't have. Not on that scale. No, it wouldn't have.
Right. Now, we've seen videos of other types of things that were going on that were racially motivated. But when it comes to Joe Private Citizen taking on an authority figure, whether it be a security guard or otherwise, that would have never happened 10 to 15 years ago.
Nope.
So would you agree that this MAGA demon, it is what it is, this MAGA demon is persuading people of certain persuasion to act in ways that they should not be acting in public places?
Absolutely.
Poker
That
Dad.
was for Nutty. I'm asking Nutty.
Poker Dad, you just told the truth and you just shamed the devil.
Okay, and so now that being said, I want to take this to a different level, if you don't mind.
Talk to us.
We need to understand that where there's sickness, there needs to be some health care.
Preach.
And sometimes accountability does get involved with this.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Why wouldn't these gentlemen be brought up on charges for a hate crime?
Because first of all,
why wouldn't they be?
Let me be very clear. At the end of the day, it's still Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And with it being Alabama is still stuck in pre-1960s. They're still living in the Jim Crow. They are still the people that they are. And when I say the people that they are, I'm talking about the people who's actually running the state and the people who vote for the people who run the state. Because at the
Agreed.
end of the day, this is still Alabama.
So, with that also being said, I think that there definitely needs to be some more accountability for those that encourage the behavior, right? Because this wouldn't have happened
Absolutely.
10 to 15 years ago.
Yeah.
The fact
Absolutely.
of the matter is that gentleman, the security guard, was a victim of victims.
Yes. And I
MAGA
said,
has destroyed the fabric of these men like this because they think they can get away with things. Well, guess what? They effed around and found out. They said, bring it to our small town. It was brought to your small town. There you go. That's what happened.
and I want to say this. So Poker Dad brought this up. I really want to find out what happened to the security guard because I hope he didn't lose his job. That's number one. I hope he didn't lose his job for protecting himself. And I hope that the crew members of the Harriet, I hope they didn't lose their job for assisting a coworker.
I
Because
don't know.
anytime, and I don't care what color you are, folks, let me make this clear.
Tell them.
Anytime you see someone being victimized, it is up to all of us to stand 10 toes down and say, not under my watch will you victimize anybody in my presence.
Amen.
This
Amen.
man was victimized, and it should cross barriers on racial barriers because we are all humans. So humanity should kick in before anything.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
had that been a white dock worker, and I seen that with black people attacking him, guess what I would have done? I would
You
have
would have
stepped in.
you would have sprung into action.
I would have stepped in. Be like, yo, this ain't cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it's one on one, I'm more likely gonna be like, okay, y'all, y'all need to break it up. I ain't gonna jump into action like that because
Right.
I don't know what the beef is. But 4, 5, 6 on one, the devil is a lie.
Tell them, Nutty.
And
Tell
and
them.
when I fight, and it's very rare I fight. I don't fight because I don't like fighting. But when I fight, I don't fight fair. So keep it classy.
Keep it classy. Well, listen, you two. It is time for Zeus to run, all right? Seriously. I'm well past my time slot.
And just so we can be very clear, folks, Poker Dad is a white conservative. So y'all can stop with this, what y'all saying in the comments, because Poker Dad he just tells the truth and he shames the devil. And because it's not your narrative, you don't come after him because we don't agree politically, and that's okay. But we can have a conversation. We can have a
Exactly.
conversation
Yep.
because conversation leads to things being solved.
No explanation to these hypocrites, all right, Nutty or Poker Dad. They
You know what it is? I stand 10 toes down on making sure that we are all treated with respect and opportunity. I don't
Absolutely.
care what party you come from. And if you need to question someone else's ideas when it comes to fairness and equality, you need to look yourself in the mirror.
Don't make
And
me
for that,
play
I
it.
will always have a conversation with Poker Dad.
Don't make me play Man in the Mirror again, all right? This is a very spiritual song. But all right, you
All
two
right, Zeus,
gentlemen.
I'll let you get out of here. Poker Dad, have a great one. Zeus, you have a wonderful
All right,
day.
all
Y'all
right,
take it easy.
all right, ladies and gentlemen. I am so sorry I didn't get to everyone in the box. No love lost, all right? I remember exactly who I didn't get to, and I will get to you possibly next show, hopefully. You know the rules. I will be back here, same Zeus time, same Zeus channel. That's 6:30 a.m. Pacific time, all right? If you want to support the music, you can go look at the link tree. It's in the bio, all right? You can go buy the merchandise, all right? Or you can subscribe, follow, and share the content, all right? But before I get out of here, you know what I must say. Trump supporters, it is time for you to repent and turn away from your evilness, all right? Because your leader, whether you like it or not, he's going to prison. And he's most likely going to spend the rest of his life there, all right? 78 felonies and counting. The only outcome that I can guarantee you is prison. Now, if he doesn't want to end up in hell, he does need to repent, because a lot of people find Jesus, they find their Lord and Savior when they get in that jail cell. So there is still time, MAGA, for you to get this right. I know it seems like I'm very harsh to them when they get in my box and I ask them the questions. I say, answer the question. Right? I say, tell me what the answer is. And they get it wrong and I have to drop them. And they think that I'm mean. I'm not mean. I'm just trying to help you get on the right side of history, okay? We can no longer play around with the truth, ladies and gentlemen. The facts are the facts, all right? Period, dot. All right, and I'm not mean, but you know, the gloves are off.
Everyone knows he's, and I wouldn't have said this 3 weeks ago. I wouldn't have said it. I was actually very kind to him.
Tell him, Angela.
I was very kind to him, but now we can't be kind anymore because the gloves are off. The jar has been opened. He's taken millions of dollars from other countries like China. He's totally compromised. He's taken millions and millions of dollars from other countries.
All right. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, there's a 3 p.m. deadline, I believe, with Judge Chutkan today. Jack Smith and Trump's legal team have until 3 p.m. today to get it right, because we know there needs to be a protective order in place. All right. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your morning. Have a great rest of your day. I may see you in the closet of truth. Enjoy. And I really am the most handsome in the kingdom. Take care! Have a great rest of your morning! Thank you, everyone! You're welcome, Alyssa. Thunder in the sky, light you up like Zeus. I make my own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm flying than an eagle and I ran on me 10. Took a long time to get here and I'm feeling brand new. If you living like a bum, see you, Michelle, this is still real. I can't leave it up to you. Anthony, Miss Moss Diva, Angela, Cinder, One, Weasley, I see you. Hey, Iron Fit, Mount Negro. I know the ladies love me because I'm sweet like a tooth. Playing hating on the God's voice. I tried to be patient, but you had to light my fuse. I'm catching all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm looking like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm moving like Zeus. You're thinking that you're cool till I pull up like Zeus. Hey, the gloves are off. Like Zeus. I'm with my four rules. I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm hotter than Hades and I'm burning down the roof. You say you wanted facts, well, I'm living proof. I've been waiting for this moment now. I gotta choose. If you play around with love, then you guarantee to lose. I didn't make the game of rules, so don't play me like a fool. If you can't swim, don't be in the pool. Even though I'm hot, people telling me be cool. I'm just sitting on my throne while you looking like a goof. Time to let loose with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Playing hating on the gods, boy, you such a douche. Try to be patient, but you had to like a fuse. Catching all these snakes like a mama goose. Triple H, these ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. Dark
you know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm moving like Zeus. You thinking that you're cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you look like Zeus. I make my own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus.
Yeah, you know about me.
You know about me.
I like to get wild and Zeus.
Right.
I'm the god of the sky, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
I'm bringing down the roof with this heat.
Right.
Now
Thank you, boys. Boys, read on the beat. You better call the truth, ladies and gentlemen. I can dance in box in the jungle like a kangaroo. Don't get caught flipping the woods or you'll be dead like a
Movie on the beat like Zeus. It's deranged. The love on the beat like Zeus. Check
You heard
Jack
about
Smith.
me.
He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged.
It's Zeus.
Jack Smith. Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
Right. Stand up to
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater.
Right.
And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
All right, ladies.
Jack Smith. He's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater. His family is a Trump hater. They hate him with a passion. Anything they can. But he's a harasser and an abuser. And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater. Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.